Good morning. People complain about politicians sometimes. They say these politicians, they are not efficient. They are not doing anything. We have this urgent problem. Why don't you do something? What's taking you so long? Yeah, people shouldn't complain so much. It depends on what it is. I have never seen such tough politicians as I have seen this last year. All over the place, in so many countries, very efficient politicians. They are like terminators when it comes to this one thing, taking away people's rights. Yeah. Locking people up, closing down small businesses, curfews, right? Here in Sweden, for instance, we got a new law in January. It was rushed through so that they can take away our rights. And now the government want a new one, an even tougher law. And this will come into effect in March, you see. Usually when you hear about things that they do, it will take at least 6 months before something happens, right? Usually a year at least. And now these laws, they are rushed through. Yeah. And you could compare it to this project. I remember this project. This was introduced in 2017 here in Sweden. They wanted to help people get out of the criminal gangs. This is a big situation here in Sweden. Criminal gangs, right? So, and they said, there's so many young men or boys that really don't want to be there, so we are going to help them. And this will put a stop to all of this. Well, maybe they didn't say this, but they were very happy about it, you see. And media, they were applauding. Yeah, this was going to be great. So they started this project in 2017, and it's now been running for more than 3 years. And I just saw the result. Sweden is divided into different regions, big regions, and I saw the result for this big middle region, all right? How many people do you think they got out of the criminal gangs? How many guys? 50? 200? 0. That's right. They didn't manage to get one guy out of these criminal gangs. This is a total failure, this project. And of course, this raises questions. Why are you so inefficient when it comes to this? When it comes to a real situation like crime in Sweden, which is on the rise. You see this in statistics every year. Why can't you handle this? But taking away our rights, wow, you're like Tarzan, you know? Strange, isn't it? I want to tell you about the Netherlands, and this is good news actually. The government in the Netherlands, they imposed a curfew. This happened on the 23rd of January. Citizens were required to stay at home between 9 p.m. and 4:30 a.m. every day, every night. They had to be at home. Unless they had a valid excuse, like some valid excuse. And if they were warned that they would face fines if they refused to do so. Very efficient, the Dutch government, all right? Now this has been to the court, The Hague. This is a famous court, isn't it? Yeah. And they said, now you have to reverse this. They ruled there was no legal basis for it. And they call it an infringement on people's rights. This is what they said. The curfew is a far-reaching violation of the right of the right to freedom of movement and privacy, and limits, among other things, the right to freedom of assembly and demonstration. Now, the Justice Ministry of Justice in the Netherlands say that they will now study this ruling. This is great. You know, this is what I've been saying for a long time. All this bullshit with the lockdowns and taking away people's rights, it's illegal. Yes, I've said it, and I think it's totally true. All these governments who are doing this, they are breaking the law. Yeah. Finally, I want to tell you about Tanzania. It's a country in Africa, big country. And about the flu and the shots. Yeah, they refuse to give the shot to its population. The government in Tanzania. You know, they use ginger and onion instead. Yeah. And they stopped counting flu cases in Tanzania. It's true. This was reported in one of the big newspapers here in Sweden. And now, of course, Tanzania, the Tanzanian government, they are criticized from people, other governments. This is a big problem for Bill Gates and his friends, isn't it? I'm sure they will try to do something here to put pressure on the Tanzanian government. You know, they will use their friends, and they will say, you know, if you don't give the shot to the people, if you don't take this seriously, we will not give you any bank loans or something. Something's going to happen here. Well, it's great though, isn't it? All right. Be good.